sky high at the moment, as you would expect. 6 cities hosting this fabulous tournament. This is one of us. Montreal with its towering skyline. Terrific mix of architecture as well, both old and new. It's a vibrant city at the best of times, and it really is buzzing at the moment. There's a jazz festival going on in town. And of course there's a football tournament going on in town as well. Some shots of the old city, Notre Dame Church as well, which is a bit of a magnet for tourists. But none of the outside sights are of any importance to these people inside the Olympic Stadium today. There is only one matter in hand at the moment, and that is Poland against the United States. The simple mathematics are, if Poland win today, they are through to the last 16, because they will have picked up 6 points, having beaten Brazil, of course, in that opening match. What an opening match it was as well. That goal by Kukowiak, and then the sending off of Krzysztof Kroll. They had to play for nearly an hour with only 10 men against the might of Brazil, and yet they hung on. And for that reason, they come into this game today with impressive confidence. It's an unlikely look to Group D. Poland on top with those 3 points. The other game in the group so far, Korean Republic against the United States, ended in a draw. The United States will consider themselves a little fortunate because they were outplayed for vast tracts of that match, but they hung on for a point. And, well, how many times have we seen that in world football? Not often. Brazil, bottom of the pile. Rather suspect it might not stay that way in Group D. I think the Brazilians are looking to respond in positive fashion when they take on Korea a little later today. Lots of United States fans here, of course, as you would expect, given Canada's proximity to that particular country, but lots of Polish fans here too, for the very good reason that there are 39,000 Poles living in this city, in Montreal. And just as in the first game, they have come out in their numbers to support their side in this second game as well. Cheers go up as the flags make their entrance. Stars and stripes of the US and the Polish flag as well. Not quite the same size of crowd we had for the opening games here 3 days ago, but nonetheless it is a decent crowd, and it will build as the afternoon goes on as well. Martin Hansen from Sweden is our referee today. His 2 assistants are Swedes as well. Maurizio Navarro from Canada is our 4th official. For those of you who like to keep a track of these things, moments away from the grand entrance for Poland and the United States. There's been an air of calm assuredness about the Poles in these last few days. They had a tough time getting through to these finals. They hosted the European qualifiers, and they only managed to scrape through, having finished 3rd in their group in those qualifiers. It wasn't exactly an auspicious campaign for them, so they weren't widely expected to do over well on this World Cup platform. But my word, if they can carry on the start they've made, then watch them go. It's an impressive stadium. Just over 30 years of age now.
Nous souhaitons la bienvenue aux équipes nationales des États-Unis et de la Pologne. Let's welcome the national teams of USA and Poland.
Which we have played underneath a roof. Here they come. It's a long walk for young legs. My nerves are at a premium. young United States team looking on with hope. No doubt with a good deal of pride as well.
Mesdames,
Now we
Messieurs,
pause for the two
veuillez vous
anthems.
lever pour l'hymne national des États-Unis. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of USA.
Always proud moments for those who look on, aren't they? And now we pause for
Et
the
maintenant
Polish
l'hymne national de la
anthem.
Pologne. And now the national anthem of Poland.
Well, it's a great noise inside this Olympic Stadium. Could be the roof comes off a little later if either of these two sides were to score a goal, because they have a very vociferous support behind them, both these teams. Bad day for Danny Zertela. More of that a little later. This is the way the United States will be lining up today. One change for them. Fullback Tim Ward is left out, so the 18-year-old from FC Dallas, who wears the number 14, Anthony Wallace, comes in for him. Otherwise, it's an unchanged lineup from the one that met Korea. The Poles make just one change as well. That is enforced, of course. Krzysztof Kroll, the number 4, was sent off in the game against Brazil, so he has to sit this one out. Maria Saka, who we did see in that opening game, he came on from the substitutes bench, and the number 18 comes on. He'll play wide right, and the number 8, Artem Marciniak, who started wide right in the opening game, but went to left back following the sending off. He will start in that left back's position as well. Thomas Rongen is the Dutch coach for the United States. Having played and coached in the US for a long while now, he certainly knows the scene. And his opposite number, Michael Globish, whose reputation was pretty good in Poland before this competition, is simply growing even larger now after that terrific victory against the Brazilians. Those who don't find themselves on the starting lineup will, of course, be available as substitutes throughout the afternoon. That certainly involves all 10 of the United States players. As far as the Poles are concerned, they are reduced to just 9 players available for any one of those 3 substitutions, because Krzysztof Kroll, the number 4, having been sent off, is suspended for this game. And we won't forget his tears as he exited in the last game for a long time, will we? The young Real Madrid player. Martin Hansson of Sweden is our referee. You can see the 2 Swedish assistants alongside him. Mr. Navarro of Canada is our 4th official. What a day for Danny Zertela from Columbus Crew. A goal in the opening game, but more pertinently, both his parents are Polish. He could have actually been playing on the opposite side today, but he's chosen because of where he was born, to be playing for the United States. And he made a big impact in the first game. Gregor Krychowiak, scorer of that wonderful free kick, only 17 years of age. It's hard to believe before this tournament began he wasn't considered a regular.